Albans team, coached by Ian Burke and Cameron Watson. Welcome to the St Albans team. The home team tonight, Dandenong City Hayfield, number 5. The captain, Jack Woodster. Number 8, Jamie Latham. Number 9, Sander Brown. Number 14, Ray Testing. Number 15, Garfield Udama. Number 17,
jog it in, let's go. Come on. Let's go. Busy. Here we go. Come on, focus on what you're doing. Let's go. Drive out. Super. Good speed. Go over the curve. Focus on your feet. Good, Marty. Yes, super. That's what I want. Go. Good. Love it. Super. Yes. Go on.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Special mention for our ultras. We're going to see how the ultras that are up at the top left-hand corner, boys. Give us a wave from down there. The Dandenong City Ultras, well done. I'll be making plenty of noise tonight as well. We'll take a quick look at lineups. I'll wait for boys to line up outside. For the visitors, St. Albans,
Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
What's wrong with you, mate? Look at it. Eskimo. Take a t-shirt. Greens. Come on, man. Billy's in a fucking t-shirt. I can't even put my beanie on. It's cool if you get the mic.
Hey, Gergs, how are you, buddy? Cups for you, alright?
Yeah, you haven't had a Vegas. Obviously, you just now.
Well, let the second half begin. Friday night football. It's round 14 in Senol NPLM Victoria. Second half of the season awaits us, and we kick it off with a massive Croatian derby here at Frank Holohan Soccer Complex. Dandenong City playing host to St Albans Dinamo. The famous Hajduk Dinamo rivalry gets another instalment here before us in southeast Victoria, and two sides desperately needing some points to achieve their ambitions coming into the second half of this campaign. Both sides coming off draws last week, late draws. Jack Webster's equaliser here against Oakley Cannons on the cusp of added time, and Mikkel Platt's leveller for St Albans to draw 2-2 with Dandenong Thunder. That one was in added time. Mikkel Platt off the bench. Both sides will be eager to turn one into all three tonight. Dandenong City look to climb up the table, and St Albans Dinamo, on a run of 3 games unbeaten, all of a sudden find themselves within touching distance of the finals race. My name's Nick Hughes, delighted to be here tonight for this cracking occasion and delighted to be alongside Ivan Gergic. Ivan, really tasty contest we've got before us, and plenty of action going on already with the fans and the Dandenong City Ultras, and hopefully expecting a cracking game tonight.
Thanks, Nick. Great to be here by your side. Of course, all the Croatians watching on from the couch at home. Dobrodošli. Hopefully we can see some goals tonight. Of course, the first time these two sides met this season, it was a dour 0-0 affair. Let's hope there's some more action tonight. As you said, Nick, both sides will really want the 3 points tonight to kickstart the second half of the season.
Take a quick run through the teams, and the first bit of team news for the home side is a change in goal. Matthew Marum returns between the sticks. He started the first two matches of the season, or the first two league matches of the season, had featured in the cup in between, but Pierce Clark, a run of 11 straight league starts comes to an end. So Matthew Marum in goal, Valley Chesnick, Gaku Inaba, Jackson Lino, and the captain and hero from last week, Jack Webster, round out the back four. Danny Kim and Matthew Jovku continue in midfield, with Tim Atharinos and Will Bauer holding the width. And the second of two changes for Dandenong City, is Jamie Latham comes into the starting 11, albeit not exactly much of a change, given it was enacted about 7 or 8 minutes into the contest last week when Pierce Waring dropped out with an injury. So no Pierce Waring in the squad altogether. Jamie Latham into the starting lineup, be looking to bounce back from his missed penalty last week, and Xander Guy leads the line once again for the hosts. As St Albans get us underway, St Albans starting with Marco Bulic in goal. Lockie Weir continuing at left back, Fletcher McFarlane and Aaron Anderson in the middle. Former Dandy City man Michael Martinovic is at right back. Atsushi Inoue, fresh off a goal last week, continues in midfield alongside Captain Joseph Cholina. Joey Monek on the right, Nicholas Cook through the middle, and the offside flag is up against Emmanuel Peters on the far side on the left wing. We also have Anthony Laban in midfield, of course, alongside Atsushi Inoue and Joey Cholina. So that's an unchanged starting 11 for Cam Watson after the 2-2 draw with Dandenong Thunder. Wins against Green Gully and Bentley Greens in the 2 games before that. Hadn't put together a run of more than a game without defeat all season long. So now 3 games unbeaten, up to 9th on the table. And a win tonight would provisionally at least put them equal on points with the top 6. Goal difference will continue to be a factor for St Albans. Only Green Gully have conceded more than their 25. 15 goals for gives them a negative 10. Ivan, no doubt, Cam Watson will be... We know the way he likes to set up and the way his St Albans team like to play, poised in possession and look to get forward, and no doubt they'll be looking to hit the net tonight.
As Leban tries to cross there, but well blocked by Inaba. Yeah, that's right, Nick. Of course, St Albans hit a bit of a purple patch in their last 5 games. Got 3 wins, a draw out of their last 5, so they'll be feeling pretty confident heading into this one. Of course, St Albans in their traditional blue strip, kicking to the right-hand side of your screens. Dandenong City in their white tops, kicking towards the left as Inaba clears. And a bit of aerial ping pong. Anderson. And it's a St Albans throw in. Yeah, Dandenong on the flip side, Nick, only won 1 in their last 5. I don't think they've won in their last 4 matches, so they'll be desperate to turn their fortunes around here tonight. Fantastic night for football. Chilly autumn evening here. About 9 degrees, not a breath of wind. Should be good conditions for both sides to stand their authority on this one.
Yeah, they've had a half-decent run of form on their home patch here at Frank Holohan, Dandy City. 2 wins and a draw within the last 4. Defeat against Dandenong Thunder in the derby that you were here for, Ivan. Goals just continue to be a bit of an issue for them. Just the 14 scored, 1 less than St Albans. That equaliser from Jack Webster last week, ending a run of 3 straight games without finding the net. They had plenty of other chances throughout that 90 minutes, and Nick Tolios will no doubt be looking for his side to be a little bit more clinical. Good to see Xander Guy again in the starting lineup, continuing to build on his fitness and sharpness. Jamie Latham's a big add into the starting lineup as well. Missed the game against Preston a couple of weeks ago with suspension and came off the bench last week, even though it was so early. Still takes a bit of reacting to, leaping off the bench, and evidenced by his missed penalty just a couple of minutes after coming on as well. So no doubt Dandy City will be eager to get him involved going forward and linking up with Xander Guy and the pace of Bauer and Atharinos on the flanks as well.
Yeah, from an attacking point of view, Latham has been their key player this year, being involved in a lot of their goals. He is currently leading their Golden Boot race with 4 goals to his name so far in this Senol NPL Victoria campaign. But his creativity is vital in the middle of the park there. And he'll need to link up well with Guy tonight if there a chance. Ball down the line to Cook, keeps it in. 1v1 with Inaba. Well defended. And Jack Morgan points to the corner flag. Will be the first corner of the evening to St Albans Saints.
It's a fantastic release from Aaron Anderson and a lovely curved run from Nicholas Cook, who starts in the middle again tonight. He's done most of his work across the season on the wing, but in particular in the 4-2 win against Bentley Greens a couple of weeks ago, he was absolutely outstanding in that number 9 role. So great to see him operating in the middle again. A nice run, probably just slightly overran the touch and invited the challenge from Inaba, but first opportunity from a set piece, and I'm sure you'd love a little bit of argy-bargy in the 6-yard box at a corner, Ivan.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Lots of numbers in the 6-yard box. Monek to take. Back post delivery, no one there. Pretty good area. And it's a goal kick.
Yeah, lots of flight on the ball from Joey Monek, and just for a split second it looked like it might threaten to creep into the far side of the net there. Had Matthew Marham scrambling back in the side. A first little bit of action, first test for him. Stand over the goal kick now and look to launch this one forward. Guy tried to use his body, but he ended up just pushing Fletcher McFarlane underneath the ball, and Jack Morgan says that's a foul. Jack Morgan taking charge of this one in the middle. Thomas Rushton and Didak Lee, our assistant referees. Bailey Panuto just below us as the 4th official as well. That's excellent work from Jackson Lino. Releases Will Bauer. Inside to Latham, who plays the 1-2. Bauer into the box early. Weir was unsure, and so was Marco Bullish. Goodness me. Slid to clear, and that could have gone horribly wrong for St Albans. Thankfully for them, they're on the front foot again. Jofku meets Joey Cholina. Ivan, so nearly an absolute calamity at the back for St Albans.
An outrageous deflection there. Interesting decision there from Bullich, but nonetheless they get away with it. Latham comes away with the ball. Bowler. Lino down the line. And Jack Morgan is called offside there. And St Albans will have the free kick just on the halfway line. St Albans have had the early of the possession here. It's both teams look to settle into the game. St Albans playing a pretty traditional 4-3-3 formation with Leban, Cholina and Inouye, the midfield three. Cholina. To Leban, to Monek, back to Cholina. Inouye has a shot, probably a bit far out there. Manny Peters was calling for it, but Nick decides to pull the trigger on his own there.
Yeah, arms outstretched from Emmanuel Peters out on the left-hand side, wondering why the ball wasn't fed into his path. But that was some sumptuous one-touch football in midfield between Leban and Monek and Cholina, and then working it out to Atsushi Inouye, who's been fantastic this season. One of St Albans' key import signings on the score sheet for his first goal last week, and clearly brimming with confidence and looking to make it 2-2. That's a poor ball. Zandagai well placed to intercept. Great strength from Will Bauer, but heading towards the byline, happy to give that one up and earn the free kick. It'll be an interesting contrast of styles tonight. You mentioned Ivan St Albans taking the early ascendancy in possession. Love to be confident on the ball and build up from the back with their technical players. Dandy City love to be direct, as they are now. Ball swung into the box. Martinovic had to adjust in the air to clear. Dandy City appealing for a back pass. Little wave of the finger from Jack Morgan. Happy for Marco Bulic to have that one in his hands. But yeah, it will be interesting to see how these styles sort of clash against each other. Ivan, you mentioned round one, we had a 0-0 draw that had its fair share of chances on both sides. Lloyd Isgrove had a massive chance in the first 10 minutes for St Albans. Corey Sewell smashed the crossbar for Dandy City, and Xander Guy and Jamie Latham late on had the best chances of the game for Hajduk on that occasion. So hopefully we get some goals tonight, but if not, at least a bit of intrigue like there was at Churchill Reserve in round one.
Jack Morgan's just stop play here. Joey Monek's just a bit of a head clash, but he's all right. He's tough as nails. Lino with the throw in on the left-hand side. Yeah, Dandy City got the two holding midfielders tonight. So, yeah, they're matched quite well in midfield. So it's pretty much man for man in there. So you see Bauer onto his left foot. Cuts back in. Martinovic, tight. Bauer leaves a leg in, and that's a foul. Should be a good battle. Of course, Michael Martinovic did used to play in the Dandy City colours. So he'll be hoping to put in a good shift tonight at right back, and he's got his work cut out for him against the pace and the trickery of Will Bauer on the left-hand side. As Anderson goes long. Inouye, shirt pulled. Morgan says no, play on. Webster to Guy. Tries to play Bauer. Not on the same page on that occasion. Yeah, St Albans will look to hold possession, I think, tonight, Nick, and yeah, try and control the game. But Dandy City are a hard team to break down, so yeah, it should be interesting to see how it pans out. But yeah, St Albans making their intentions clear from the start.
Yeah, Dandy City were fantastic defensively last week against an Oakley side that entered that game in red-hot form, free scoring. I think it was 5 wins in a row in all competitions, or I think 4 wins in a row in the league and 7 unbeaten in all competitions, with a couple of cup wins sprinkled in there. But Jack Webster and co defended them really well. It was a long-range strike from Kingsley Sinclair that slipped through the hands of Pierce Clark and perhaps brought about the change in goal from Nick Tolios tonight. So see if they can have that same tactical nous and defensive strength tonight. Looking to get on the front foot with a bit of a press early doors here, which is caused St Albans a little bit of trouble. It was a lovely nutmeg from Martinovic. He gets it back. Links up with Cook. Inoue this time looks for Manny Peters, but couldn't quite get it out of his feet. Chesnick driving forward. Guys drifted out to the right-hand side. Loads of space in midfield for Jofku. Dandy City just delayed the pass a little bit too long. The youngster was forced backwards. Kim goes around the corner. Guy was again caught in an offside position. Can get himself back involved now.
And Nick, I was just doing a bit of research before the game. This is the 16th, well, they've played 16 encounters. This is the 17th encounter between both sides. Both sides on 6 wins each and 4 draws, so it has been an even contest over the past decade or so, primarily in NPL Victoria football. And obviously both sides did have a stint in NPL 2 as well, where they clashed. Of course, Dandy City made their maiden grand final last season. And St Albans have been sort of knocking on the door of finals the last few years, haven't quite been able to make the top 6. But with their recent run of form, they'll be hoping to make a push in this second half of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been something of a survival specialist in recent years, St Albans. Finished 11th in 3 straight seasons. They were 10th in 2022, and perhaps, thankfully for them, one of the few clubs that were grateful for the postponements and delays of the COVID pandemic, because they were rock bottom in 2021 at the time the league season was abandoned. But sitting in 9th now, and as we mentioned, inching ever closer towards the top 6. And yeah, as you said, Ivana, dead even head-to-head record in the history of this Croatian derby. One of the intriguing factors of it, we'll stay with play for now, as Atharinos darts inside but is quickly dispossessed. One of the more intriguing factors is this is the 6th season in a row. It was 6th season in a row in which they've been in the same division and played against each other, that they've been fixtured within the opening 3 rounds. The 2nd season in a row they've played against each other in round 1, and then, of course, by association, round 14. But 2020, 2021 and 2022 they played in round 2, and then in round 3 in 2024.
Of course, earlier this year they had a double-header at Churchill Reserve. Melbourne Knights and North Geelong opened that one, and then St Albans played Dandenong. Which was great day out, a few thousand in attendance, which was fantastic to see. Local football thriving as Anderson steps into the Dandy City half, retreats to Cholina. Puts his foot on the ball, assesses his options. To McFarlane. Weir swings it to Inoue. Yeah, Dandy City happy to let them have possession in their back third. Sort of engaging the press once they enter their half. As Latham presses onto McFarlane now. Out wide. Levard on the half turn. Good ball. Weir, Peters, 1v1, left hand side, skips past, left foot cut back, well dealt with by Webster. Ball back into the box, and Marin claims. Good hands.
Jamie, brilliant work, Jamie, brilliant.
Dandy come away with the ball through Inaba. Back to Marin. And composure to beat Monek. Out to Lino. Levan gets a timely foot in there.
Another really slick piece of build-up play from St Albans. They really look so good when they can connect those passes, shift the ball from side to side and get through the lines. Dandy City holding up defensively on that occasion. Now they can break. Guy looked to fit the ball inside to Jamie Latham. It was a tight window. Couldn't quite get it right. So a strong pair of hands, as you called, Ivan, and then a silky bit of footwork from Matthew Marin back in the starting lineup for Dandenong City. He'll be pleased to dust off any nerves that he might have had with that a few months being absent from league football. And the applause of Gaku Inaba with that piece of footwork as well. So plenty of confidence at the back.
Just early on here, Nick, we can see St Albans, happy to press much higher up the park compared to Dandenong. And Inouye is stepping onto that second centre back and pressing more of a 4-4-2 formation. So, they're really trying to suffocate Dandenong. And, it's worked so far. Ball comes out to Martinovic. And miscues there. Guy into the box. Bulledge comes up, claims.
I think he might have had a bit more time than he thought there, Zanzagai, to potentially bring it to ground level. Still threatening enough to put it in the air and force Bulledge to make a claim on it.
St Albans circulate through to McFarlane. He's got time and space. Drives. Breaks the lines to Peters. Back to Leban. Inouye. Good footwork. Can't quite get through. Leban cleans up. Out to Monek. Anderson with time and space. To Leban, back to Anderson. And some good football. Good passage of play again. Dinamo's short passing game. Gets through to Martinovic, and he's fouled by Jackson Lino. Martinovic is pleading his case for a yellow card for Lino. Jack Morgan waves that away. Ball into the box. Webster clears, only half clears. Leban, off balance, tries to put something on target. But Marin cleans up and it's a goal kick for Dandy City.
Thought about keeping it in play for a second. Matthew Marin was an improvised attempt from Leban. Would have been spectacular if he could have directed it on target. Yeah, already some great battles, particularly on the flanks. Michael Martinovic has been in great form for St Albans, and so has Jackson Lino with a few starts in a row for Dandenong City. Getting at close quarters just a minute ago. St Albans win this ball high up the pitch. Inouye darts inside around Webster momentarily. The Hajduk captain got back very well. This time Marin does keep it in play. And again, a silky piece of footwork to release Lino. Anderson right at Guy's back. Cholina couldn't quite connect with his pass, but he's won it again from Lino. And Laban gets St Albans back into a calm bit of possession after a bit of chaos in midfield. Big touch from McFarlane. Lovely dart into midfield. Webster's header's only far as Peters. Inouye at the top of the box tried to go first time to Monek. Couldn't quite open his body up correctly. There was a moment there where Joey Challoner was in a fair amount of space. If they had been able to get their heads up and play that switch. St Albans, you feel, starting to push the tempo a little bit higher. Just past the first quarter of this game, 24 minutes in. No goals to speak of, no real chances at either end. Both sides feeling each other out in this Croatian derby. That's an exquisite ball from Danny Kim around the corner to Latham. Couldn't quite match Kim's effort. Jamie Latham looking to spring Tim Atharinos in behind.
And that's a good bit of play there from Dandenong. St Albans have pressed with their midfield. It's left Latham in that number 10 role with space, and Danny Kim's done well to find him. Latham just overhit that ball, but that's better signs. They can play through if they've got a bit of quality in the middle of the park there. Anderson goes wide to Martinovic. Ball into the box. Awkward one. Does well to clear. Valley Chesnik. Out to Leban. Choline out to the left-hand side. Lockie Weir. Peters 1v1. They've looked for that 1v1 matchup a few times already. And Dandenong come away with it. Good pressure there from Peters. Another goal kick. And yeah, Peters just hasn't been able to beat his man on the left-hand side there yet, but they are looking for that quick switch of play. Of course, Peters out there and Monek on this right-hand side, who will like to cut him inside onto his left hand, onto his left foot.
Yeah, perhaps to our fortune, Ivan. I think for both sides, the majority of the play seems to be being played right in front of us on this near side. St Albans favouring the right, with Michael Martinovic being heavily involved and getting up from his full-back position, and similarly so for Dandenong City with Jackson Leno on the left and Will Bauer, such a big outlet for them as well. It's Matty Peters, his second straight start in the league this season. There's only 2 league starts so far this season, to build a case to be a more regular option for Cam Watson. Weir was looking for Peters, but Atharinos stepped well to ensure the ball couldn't get there. Inouye used the body expertly, turns away from Jofku. It's a poor pass in the circumstances. He had plenty of time to pick out an option, and an equally poor pass from Chesnik. St Albans back on it in their attacking third. Now it gets to Matty Peters. Steps inside and he'll go for glory. And not too far away at all, looking to pick out the far corner, the top right corner. Hit it with plenty of conviction, but just a fraction over the crossbar, and that's that first sight of his quality and the electricity he can bring on the left wing for St Albans, and a warning sign for Dandenong City.
Yeah, probably first half chance there of the evening, Nick. Did well to cut in onto his right. Probably that distance where the keeper's half expecting you not to shoot. Just sailed over the crossbar. But that could be a feature of their play tonight, with Monek on the left, on the right, and Peters on the left to cut in onto their preferred sides. As Leno carries forward. Bauer, 1v1 with Martinovic. Inside. Back to Bauer. Into the box. Awkward one for Anderson. Deals with it well. Leban. Inaba reads it well, but Jack Morgan intervenes. It's a free kick to St Albans just for that foul on Anthony Leber. Almost half an hour gone here at Frank Holohan Soccer Complex. Healthy crowd of about 400 to 500 in the arena tonight. And the young kids from Dandenong are making some noise on the sideline. A fair few travellers from the western suburbs as well to support St Albans.
Yeah, great crowd here and a fantastic occasion, as you mentioned, following on from the round one clash, which featured the Melbourne Knights and North Geelong Warriors curtain raiser. It's fantastic to see the Croatian footballing community thriving here in the southeast. Two big clubs looking to put on a show and give their respective seasons something of a jump start. Having a look at the benches for both sides, St Albans have got a wealth of attacking options. They might still be without their Welsh talisman Lloyd Isgrove, but Mikael Platt, Josh Galevsky and Jerome Sharan all in reserve if they need a goal. Xander Guy's been released down the left for Dandy City. Cuts inside on his right. That's a fantastic ball to Latham and Atharinos! Pick that one out! Tim Atharinos had an assist last week for Jack Webster's late equaliser. And finally, he has his first goal of this new season. And what a goal it is. A thumping finish into the far corner. And on the stroke of the half-hour mark, Frank Holohan Soccer Complex erupts as Dandenong City take a 1-0 lead.
Fantastic bit of play there from Dandy City. Latham got the ball on the halfway line. Didn't wait too long, released Xander Guy over the top on the left wing. Guy did well to shimmy, get a ball into the box, and it was that man again, Jamie Latham, made a late run into the box, was composed, laid it off onto his right-hand side to Tim Atharinos, and he made no mistake to open his account for the evening. Dandenong City 1, St Albans Saints 0. And now they're pressing a bit more. Fantastic bit of play, and that man, Jamie Latham, was the key in that passage. St Albans launch an attack of their own down the left-hand side through Peters. Ball into the box. Dips. Marum gets his hands on it.
Stand up, Lino!
Out to Monek.
Stand up, Bauer! Stand up, Bauer!
Martinovic.
Stand up, Bauer! Bravo! Hey! Jack!
Gives it back to Cholina.
Let him go backwards. Let him go
Anderson.
backwards. That's out.
Looks
That's
for the
out.
channel.
Good boys, well done.
Just a bit wide, and that's a throw into Dandy City.
A little bit of chaos right from the kickoff. Matthew Marum probably felt he just had to delay his movement just in case Nick Cook got a glance on that cross from Manny Peters. In the end, adjusted well at the last minute to keep it out. They always say, of course, you're at your most vulnerable when you've just scored, so good early opportunity for Dandy City to switch on in defence. But that goal is just Dandy City to a T, and what they can do so well on the break. Latham with the ball to release Xander Guy and then continue his run, arriving at the top of the box. It was an outstanding pick out from Xander Guy. Brilliant to see the quality linking up in the final third for Hajduk.
Of course, this game, Nick, one of 3 in Senol NPL Victoria action tonight around the grounds. Half-time, Green Gully is down 1-0 against your defending champions, Heidelberg United. And Bentley Greens and Caroline Springs George Cross are currently 0-0 just on the stroke of half time. Ball into the box. Guy, can he get a foot on it? He can't. Well cleared from St Albans. Cook and Lino. Cook does well to hold his ground and wins the free kick. And considering that could have been a counter-attack, don't think Dandy City are too displeased with that one. Got numbers behind the ball now.
Yeah, Jamie Latham with some very enthusiastic applause for Jackson Lino for conceding that foul.
34 minutes gone here. Free kick for St Albans. And yeah, Dandy City will be pleased with that. Probably their first real chance of the evening. And they've done very well to put that one away. Atherinos with a composed finish. Woolwich, not much chance to get a paw into that one. As Michael Martinovic here. 35 yards out. Pretty straight in front. It's going to curl one, you'd think, away from the goals. Can't beat the first man. Lockie Weir. Out to Peters. 1v1 on the left-hand side. Slips the ball through. Gets it back, Peters. To the back post, but no one home.
Couple of disappointing bits of delivery there from St Albans. First, the free kick from Martinovic in a good position. Could only pick out Danny Kim. And then Emmanuel Peters lifting his cross just too high for anyone arriving at the back post. Yeah, as you mentioned, we'll be keeping an eye on the results around the grounds, and if this one stays this way or stays in the favour of Dandenong City, I'm sure they'll be more than pleased if Bentley and Georgie's remains goalless or level at the very least. All three of those sides continuing to push for potential finals berth. What a bit of play from Will Bauer. Latham has a strike, blocked at close range by Cholina. Still on it, Jamie Latham did really well to keep his feet. Jack Morgan might have got in the way a little bit there, but Dandy City back on it. Bauer just about keeps it in on this near side. Kim, an excellent release to Lino. Jackson Lino's early ball. Well, I don't think it was his intention, but very nearly snuck into the top corner at Marco Bulic's near post. May well have had it covered, the St Albans goalkeeper, as he scrambled along his line. But another example of Jackson Lino's threat, pushing up the pitch from left back.
Dandy City has stepped on there from that goal kick. They're happy to press higher from goal kicks. St Albans with the ball on the halfway line here. Ball into Anue, miscued. Bauer releases Guy on the right-hand side. Ball into the middle, Atherinos. Beat into it from Bullich. Goes short to Leban. Has to retreat. Back to Bullich. Great with his feet. Ball forward to Peters. Well intercepted by Chesney. Holds his ground. And a scrappy bit of play, but St Albans come away with it.
All right, get in front of the ball. In front of the ball. You ain't too easy.
Left-hand side.
Come on, Timmy.
Lockie Weir.
In
Ball
front
into
of
the box to Anue. Falls. Left foot. Great save from Marin. And St Albans with their first shot on target there. I think it was Atsushi Inoue who struck from just the edge of the 6-yard box, and Matty Marum did extremely well to get his hand onto that one and deny an equaliser here in the 38th minute.
Yeah, best chance of the night for the visitors. Good piece of quality on the delivery from Lockie Weir, and it was Jackson Leno's clearance that didn't quite go the way he hoped. Atsushi Inoue has been behind a lot of St Albans' good work in possession. Found himself in a really good area in the box and tested Matthew Marum with the shot on his left foot. Stood up really well in his return to the 11, Matthew Marum, in goal for Dandenong City. Monek had the chance to play that first time, got his foot caught on the ball. Leno forward now. Aaron Anderson, excellent positioning and strength to just shepherd Jackson Leno off the ball. Pair of former Melbourne Victory products in different eras, of course. Really fast release up the pitch from St Albans. Weir plays in Peters, looking to shake off the attention of Valley Chesnick. Into the box now, Manny Peters, and still, and he managed to fit the cutback into Inoue again. Well, Dandy City will be wondering how they allowed Manny Peters to travel all that distance and make it as far as he did. When he eventually slid the ball back into Inoue, it's a massive chance. Once again for Dinamore, a couple for Inoue within a minute. And their tails are up. Here is Inoue again. Back to Weir, swings another ball in. It's over Webster. Inaba, less than convincing with the clearance, but eventually Dandy City can get it away. Touch inside from Bauer. Stayed with it all the way, Will Bauer. That's surely a foul. Jack Morgan eventually does blow the whistle. So 5 minutes to go in this first half, Ivan. Real positive spell here for St Albans. We'll see if they can turn that into an equaliser before the break and get themselves right back into this contest going into the second period.
Yeah, nice bit of trickery there from Manny Peters on the left-hand side. Looked like he was going to cross it 3 times, maybe 4 times. Kept holding on to it. Got his way into the 6-yard box. Just probably too many bodies there to get a clear cutback. Martinovic with the throw on the halfway line. Square ball, intercepted by Atherinos. Open goal, decides to go to Latham instead. St Albans come back away with it. Martinovic down the line, Inoue. Danny Kim does well. To Jofku, back to Kim. Resets play to Matty Marum. Kim, out to Leno. Down the line, Bauer. Slips in Zandagai. Cut back. No one home. Cholina clears. Leno. Dandy City applying some pressure here. And Leban does extremely well to cut it out. Cholina. Out to Monek. And Jamie Latham. It's that man again. Just as Monek was about to beat him for pace, Latham gets back just in time. And now it's Bauer on his left-hand side. 1v1 with Leban. Beats Leban. Cut back. Latham. Right foot. Curling strike. Just doesn't get enough purchase on it. That one sails into the back netting. Dandy City unable to double their lead here.
Yeah, all of a sudden, after St Albans had those couple of looks at goal, Dandenong City have got up the other end and had a couple of their own. Tim Atharinos had to shoot, I reckon, a couple of minutes ago when Aaron Anderson's errant pass fell to him. Marco Bulic was well off his line. I reckon if he could have got his eyes up, he certainly had a window where he could have fitted into an open goal. And then Will Bauer, yet again, the powerful running that he can bring on the wing. It's just unstoppable. Anthony Laban did everything he possibly could to try and chase him down. And then when he pulled it back to Jamie Latham, he had options to his right-hand side. The Englishman chose to go for it himself and couldn't quite wrap his foot around it to curl it on target. But it certainly livened up after the first 20 to 25 minutes or so. With Dandenong City 1-0 ahead thanks to Tim Atharinos' opener. This game is still very much in the balance and open for both teams to really take a firm hold of. Guy's first time release is outstanding, looking for Will Bauer. Martinovic well placed. Bulic came off his line and needed the second attempt to get it under control. Well, Will Bauer just continues to be a thorn in St Albans' right flank, taking every possible opportunity to get down the touchline. Xander Guy wanted the long release from Lino. It didn't come. Now it's all the way back to Maram. Guy and Bauer are both offside.
And Nick, I think the Dandy City coaching staff will be really pleased with Xander Guy's first half tonight. He's looked really clean on the ball. He's got the ball a lot with his back to goal, but his 1, 2, 3 touch play has been very good, and yeah, it was some of his good work that led to the first goal. So yeah, he's been extremely clean tonight in possession, and probably one of his better games for the season so far, I'd say, which would please Dandenong. Obviously, not easy to replace Kenny Athiu after his exploits last year, getting them to a grand final. There's Martinovic. Charges forward. Has a shot. Not a bad effort. Just probably didn't have the angle there. Ball sails just wide for a goal kick. The fourth official just put up his board. Only 1 minute of stoppage time here in this first half. Maram will take this one, and that will all but seal the first half here. And he doesn't even allow Maram to take his kick. Halftime score here at Frank Holohan Soccer Complex. 1-0, thanks to that beautiful right-footed strike from Tim Atharinos after about half an hour of play. Did liven it up a little bit. St Albans went forward shortly after, had a couple of good half chances. But, yeah, Dandy City will be happy heading into the break here, Nick. 1 goal to the good.
Yeah, Nick Tolios will certainly be the happier of the two coaches heading into the sheds, but as we mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, feel like there's more goals in this game and feel like it's well and truly still in the balance. St Albans have had a couple of chances going forward, but you feel like they need to add a little bit more of a spark into their play in the final third. They've got the options off the bench, so we'll see at what point Cam Watson and his staff look to turn to the reserves and see if they can change the game in the second half. But for now, we'll take a short break. Be sure to stick with us and tune back in here at Frank Holohan Soccer Complex for the second half. At half-time, it's Dandenong City 1, St Albans Dynamo 0.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half here at Frank Holohan Soccer Complex. Round 14 of Senol NPL Victoria action. First half here in the books. Dandy City a goal to the good against their sister club, St Albans Saints Dynamo. Not much in the way of chances in that first half. Game did spring to life after the half-hour mark. Dandy City were able to get the opener through Tim Atharinos. We'll see what St Albans can conjure up here in the second half. Of course, both sides looking for a win here to leapfrog themselves in the standings. Dandy City probably more desperate of the two sides. They started off well, plenty to play for. Of course, Nick, last year in this corresponding fixture, we did have a goal fest. It was 3 goals all in round 1 of the 2025 season, so who knows what we have in store here.
Yeah, looking for probably a little bit more action in this second half. As you mentioned, it did spring into life after the first 20-25 or so, and Dandenong City took their chance with aplomb, with Tim Atharinos scoring a fantastic opening goal. It was a lovely break. Xander Guy down the left, cutting it back to Jamie Latham, who set up Atharinos for the strike, his first goal of 2026. And yeah, we had the 3-3 last year, and Dandenong City winning 3-1 at Churchill Reserve last year as well. Mikael Platt scored in both those games for St Albans. He, of course, is on the bench tonight for Dynamo. Came off the bench last week to great effect with the late equaliser at Dandenong Thunder. So we'll see if he can do the same on the other side of town tonight. No changes for either side coming out of the break. Certainly be keeping a keen eye on the first 5 or so minutes and see the energy that St Albans can bring to this, and see if they can fire themselves up a little bit and look to get back into the contest. Heavy back pass. Invited Peters. Chesnick back to Marum relatively comfortably. Nice controlled bit of play from Lockie Weir and Manny Peters to get the ball back on the deck. Fletcher McFarlane looking for a forward option. Finds Laban. So good at finding space in midfield, Anthony Laban. Just couldn't quite calculate the pass. Out to Manny Peters. They've really thrived in this 3-game unbeaten run, finding familiarity and security and quality with this midfield 3 that have been able to finally play together regularly. Anthony Laban, Atsushi Inoue and Joey Cholina had a mix of suspensions and injuries for all 3 of those players, but they're really gelling well in midfield, and they'll certainly be looking to take control of this one. Get the attackers involved more and look to create chances to find the equaliser and then go and chase the win.
And Nick, just having a look at both teams' benches, as you did touch on in the first half, St Albans probably do have the more attacking of the options. The likes of Mikael Platt, who did get himself on the score sheet last week, Josh Galevsky, Jerome Charan, and also Alex Chepiverovsky. So, yeah, not to get ahead of ourselves here. The shot. Good little run there from Leban. Beats a few in the middle of the park. Unleashes from 20 yards. But yeah, as I was saying, Nick, St Albans do have a few good attacking options there if they do want to give a bit of a look to the Dandy City defence in this second half. As they have the ball, they retreat to Anderson. Woolwich back to Anderson, plenty of time. Fullbacks have stretched high and wide here for St Albans. Anderson finds Martinovic. Nothing forward. Back to Anderson. Has to go up the line. 1v1 with Cook. Turnover to Dandenong. And St Albans win it back.
Come on, let's get the second one.
Dandenong City happy to just let the centre backs have the ball here. Let McFarlane and Anderson, and then on that first pass into midfield, they're looking to press, as Atharinos does. Latham presses. Weir, left-hand side. Dink, Inouye. Kim does well to read that. Kim with the challenge. Cholina comes away with it. Bit of ping pong. Leban, Cholina. Martinovic. Play on. Monek. Right foot ball into the box. Cook. Webster clears. Bit of action here early. St Albans just settle on the ball now, Nick.
Yeah, we'll see if Jack Morgan comes back to that foul from Will Bauer. He played the advantage. Could potentially be a caution in it if he decides to take a little bit more action, but that's a good positive sign for St Albans. We haven't seen too much of Joey Monek down the right-hand side, getting him involved early. Of course, he'd love to be cutting inside on his left foot, but that time around holding the width, clipping a threatening ball in with his right. Weir swings one in towards the head of Nick Cook. He just couldn't quite make contact. He leapt well. He was in a perfect position at the top of the 6-yard box. St Albans win it back, and Cook's in the mix again. This one flashes just by him. St Albans with a congregation of fans over in that far corner from our position here. Plenty of enthusiasm early in this second half for the visitors. Martinovic comes over to the left for the in-swinging corner. Everyone back inside the 18-yard box for Dandenong City. Once again, St Albans piling numbers forward on the keeper. Again, it's towards Cook, and Inouye arrived. Swung his left boot through it. Just couldn't quite keep it under control, and it flashes just high and wide. Really positive first 5 minutes, though, in this second half. And Dandy City will look to take their time over this goal kick and just gather a bit of control again.
Yeah, that's right, Nick. Two fantastic balls into the box from St Albans there. One from Lockie Weir, and then one from, I think it was Martinovic on the right-hand side, building a bit of early pressure, looking for that equaliser. They have had the early territory here in the first 6 minutes of the second half. St Albans throw. They're happy to just keep the ball and be patient. Still plenty of time. Switch of play from Anderson. Peters brings it under control. Does really well. Keeps his ground. Chesnick just got a toe in. Weir slips through Cholina. Cross to the back post. Marin tips that one over, and another corner. Applying some pressure here early on.
What a piece of play that was from Manny Peters. First to bring it down and continue fighting with 3 or 4 Dandenong City bodies around him. Excellent strength and pace and ball control, and that little slip in from Lockie Weir as well. To Joey Cholina arriving. St Albans heaping the pressure on.
Corner kick for St Albans. Header away from Guy. Inouye. And Dandy City get the throw in there. As we mentioned before, of course, Dandy City looking to break a bit of a duck. Haven't won in 4. And Atherinos does win the foul there on Peters. Not a whole lot in that one, but referee Jack Morgan has deemed it enough contact to blow his whistle for the foul.
There hasn't been too much fire in this one for a Croatian derby, but you feel the longer this stays 1-0, if it does remain this way throughout this second half, St Albans will get a bit more desperate. Dandy City will maybe be a bit more willing to employ some of the dark arts, and I'm sure there'll be a little bit more fire to come. That one almost fell for Will Bauer. McFarlane got across well. Laban can only lift it up the line. Excellent body work from Nick Cook. Very nearly a chance for St Albans to break. Gaku Inaba got back well to pinch it away from Nick Cook's feet. It's a nice ball from Maram to Jofku, who put Inaba under pressure, and Joey Monek was there with the press. Tried what he thought was the shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. Jack Morgan thought otherwise and blew up for a foul.
You got it!
St Albans first to every second ball at the moment in this second half. Kim can only pull Atsushi Inoue to the floor.
Yeah, we'll come over if you need to set up the board just to give you a minute. Maybe about 30 seconds, I don't know, even comes up.
And just here on the Dandy City bench, looks like Harry Ascroft is getting ready to make his way into the game here. Dandy City just sitting in a 4-4-2 block for the time being. Ball out wide from St Albans. Inoue. Lockie Weir. Stops, props, heads inside. Twist. Turns. Inoue. Into Cook. Cholina. Trying to pierce their way through the Dandy City defence here.
Get out there!
Lots of short passing. Retreats. Anderson with the ball. To the right-hand side, Martinovic. Inboard to Monek. Kid and Joshku do well to repel there. And Dandy City come away with it. Ball into the channel here. Marko Bolic. Well alert to clear any danger there. Middle of the park. Foul. And Harry Ascroft is just about to come into the game here.
Matty G!
And it will be the youngster, number 21, Matthew Jufku, who will make way.
Yeah, I think that change is a telling sign from Nick Tolios and the Dandy City bench that they just want a little bit more control in this one. Bringing the experience of Harry Ascroft. Just calm things down. We've, of course, seen him a bit irregular at the back throughout the early portion of the season, but in the last few weeks he's done a lot of his work in midfield, so we'll see how he goes continuing in that role. And as I said, just that experienced head, calm things down in possession and break up play defensively as well. Anderson and McFarlane exchanging a couple of passes. Bulic involved now. It's a little bit unconventional, but they're out and away. Anderson lifts it up the line for Monek. Gets there ahead of Inaba. Monek finds the run of Laban. Dropped the shoulder well. Back onto his right foot, Anthony Laban. Trying to work space for the shot. Instead finds Martinovic. That'll drop for Laban, nods it on to Inoue, and it falls for Cook! Right place, right time, and the right finish applied from Nicholas Cook. Smashes it into the bottom left corner, picks the ball up from the net and says, let's keep going. St Albans have dominated the start of this second half. They have their equaliser through Nicholas Cook. 1-1.
Bit of a scrappy goal there. Leban did well to keep possession on the edge of the box. Dished the ball out wide. Cross came in. The ball fell to Leban again. It was at an awkward height. He just sort of dinked it. Just a little header in behind the Dandy City defence. They were unable to clear it. And the ball fell to that man, Nicholas Cook. And he made no mistake to get that much-awaited equaliser. Gets his fourth for this Senol NPL Victoria campaign. And St Albans Saints are right back in this one.
As it fell for Laban at the top of the box, I was thinking, hit it. Put your foot through it on the volley, but of course there's a reason why he's out there and I'm up here. He took the fantastic option with the delicate header. Inoue again, as he has all night. Fantastic runs from midfield. Brought it to ground, and the finish from Cook was expert. St Albans have made an attacking change in the wake of that goal as well. Joey Monek's come off. And Mikael Platt is on. And it's well and truly game on now.
Jamie Latham with the ball just inside their attacking half. Jack Webster's up there, so it is going direct. Inaba, across goal. Falls to Guy. Left foot shot. Does get a deflection on the way through. And a corner now to Dandenong City. St Albans much the better in this first 14 or 15 minutes. Duly rewarded with that equaliser. What can Dandy do now? Looks like it's Atharinos on this near side. About to whip the ball in. Outswinger. To the head. Inaba misses it. Latham on his left foot. Awkward height. And that one goes out for a goal kick to St Albans.
Gee, it looked like as he leapt up, Gaku Inaba was just destined to head that one into the net. I think in the end, Michael Martinovic put a really good bit of bodywork on him to shepherd him away from the flight of the ball. That was how the late equaliser last week came about, with a couple of set pieces on this near side. Those outswinging deliveries, really dangerous from Tim Atharinos. This time needing a goal to see if they can get back in front. Dandy City will certainly be looking to those set piece opportunities to spark a bit of chaos in the St Albans box. McFarlane comes out to Weir. St Albans just settling things down. And then find a fantastic bit of space in between the lines. Inoue out to Manny Peters. Cross is cleared with relative ease by Jack Webster. Ashcroft overhits that one, looking for Guy. And it continues really to be all Dinamo. Just ticking past the first 15 minutes of this second half. And that equaliser came, Ivan, just a couple of minutes after that Dandenong City change. They brought Harry Ashcroft on. We touched on perhaps that was in the hope of getting a little bit more control in midfield, a little bit more strength defensively. St Albans dispelled that hope in a flash with the equaliser.
Yeah, exactly right, Nick. And with that substitution, obviously Joey Monek was on the right-hand side. Nick Cook has now shifted to the right wing. And Mikael Platt is leading the line for St Albans. Ball's just come off McFarlane. But Jack Morgan has named it's a free kick. Bauer and Morgan exchanging words. That's all right. Play on. St Albans with the ball on the halfway line. Drew Anderson. McFarlane. Inouye on the half turn. Back to Weir. And a foul called against Harry Ashcroft there on Inouye. Jeez, he's good in tight spaces, isn't he, Nick? Inouye, when he moves those hips and swivels, it's hard to keep track of him, especially for a guy like Ashcroft, who's over 6 foot.
Yeah, mesmerising footwork from Atsushi Inouye. Dandy City players taking exception to perhaps the way he went to ground, but just impossible to defend. He's been fantastic all night for St Albans. Free kick here will be swung in by Lockie Weir. Short. Able to clear was Danny Kim. Touched on the game, missing that little bit of intensity and fire. It certainly seems to be simmering now. They're so well placed here at Frank Holland. Right on top of the benches, right about as close as we could be to the action. Starting to get a little bit testy out there. Setting up for what should be a grandstand final 25 minutes. It was an awkward one for Challoner and McFarlane. Eventually they deal with it, but Chesnick is onto the loose ball. First time to Atharinos. He's got 2 at his back. Did just about as well as he could have hoped for. Concedes the goal kick in the end, and again, Ivan, there's a little bit of push and shove, a little bit of words exchanged.
Yeah, I think both sides won't really be happy with the point here. Of course, both would back themselves in to get the win. But, yeah, the point's not going to do either side really good. At this stage of the season, ball comes to Peters. Does well to hold it up. And miscues that one. But referee judges that one to have come off Dandy City. So Weir takes a throw into Peters. Back to Weir. Challoner. Weir. Well extracted from this left-hand pocket. McFarlane with plenty of time. Just waiting for options. Drives through the middle. And Ashcroft on the counter-attack. Out to Bauer. Left-hand side. 1v1. Goes inboard. Latham.
Gotta get wide.
Atharinos.
Gotta go wide. Play percentages. Play percentages. Come on.
And that one is out for a goal kick. Atharinos has a strike from about 25 yards there. Unable to get it on target. And it must be said, probably not enough power on that one. But yeah, Dandy City pressing St Albans high now. Don't want to let them build up with ease. And make them go long. 1v1, right-hand side. Cook does well. Gets it at his feet. Looks at his left-hand side. Peters, 1v1 with Chesnick. Goes right. Overcooks it. Leban cleans up in the middle of the park. Inouye. Flat. Inouye. Pressure being applied here from St Albans. Platt wants it 1v1 with Webster. Weir drives into the space. Platt to Peters. Another 1v1 with Atharinos. Low ball into the box. Forced to Inouye. Lockie Weir, right foot. Dandy City, great last line defending. And they get a throw at the halfway line. Action is building, Nick.
That's a huge chance. Excellent bit of wing play from Manny Peters, and I reckon had Atsushi Inoue left that for Mikael Platt arriving just behind him, the Dinamo number 9 might have been better placed to finish. It's Manny Peters' last bit of action. Powerful cutback into the box. Worked his way into the game as it got on. Manny Peters didn't have too much joy out wide, but when he had the chance to show his qualities, pace and strength was certainly a weapon, and pace and strength is something that Jerome Sharan certainly has in abundance coming off the bench. Chance for Dandy City to break through the middle. Latham picked out Xander Guy, and he just fed Tim Atharinos, who lost his footing, tried to cut inside and bamboozled himself, unfortunately. Feel this game is going to stretch. As you mentioned, Ivan, neither side will really be pleased with a point. You feel like they're both going to push for all three. And this game could get really open. 20 minutes to play. Have another couple of changes coming up for Dandenong City. There'll be chances at both ends, and it'll be a case of which side can take them. If you're just joining us here at Frank Colohan Soccer Complex for the final 20 minutes of this Croatian derby, the 17th meeting all time between these two sides. We're locked at 1-1. Tim Atharinos gave Dandenong City the lead in the first half with a brilliant finish, capping off a fantastic team move from Hajduk. Nicholas Cook hauled Dinamo back level with his 4th goal of the league season. Those couple of changes have now been made for the hosts. George Lambatarides and Stasi Georgakopoulos on. Xander Guy and Danny Kim come off. Looks like Will Bauer perhaps moving into a central position. We'll see what that means structurally if there's a bit of a change of formation. Of course, Dandy City had tried to go with a bit of a 4-4-2, or sort of a diamond midfield structure, and had tried to start with Xander Guy and Pierce Waring up top together in the last 2 weeks. A couple of weeks ago at Genis Steel Stadium against Preston Lions, Pierce Waring didn't make it through the warm-up, and then last week he only made it through a handful of minutes. Now they can break. There's a chance for a 3-on-3 here for Dandenong City. Atharinos steps inside on his left foot. Just for a moment it looked like it could nestle in the top left corner. But Marko Bulic positioned himself well to get across his line and hold.
Safe to say, Nick, Atharinos has probably been Dandy City's most dangerous asset tonight in that final third. Another shot on target. Did well to cut onto his left foot. Ball looked destined for the top left-hand corner. Just lacked a little bit of power. And a bit of push and shove here. It's Sushi Inoue and Harry Ascroft. Jack Morgan steps in to let the guys know. Get on with it.
He's done very well not to dip into his pocket so far tonight. I think Jack Morgan, he would have had a couple of reasons to so far, but letting both teams play, and again, right on cue.
Don't go too deep! Don't go too deep! Don't go deep!
St Albans again looking dangerous with that build-up play. Ashcroft comes away with it. St Albans looking to press all over the park, and they do win it back. Charan up the left-hand side, gets the ball to feet, gets past Webster, gets tangled, gets past Lino, dinks it to the back stick. Good defending. Ashcroft gives it out to Atharinos. Hands over the shoulder from McFarlane. Referee waves it away. And now Latham's 1v1 on this right-hand side.
Good Bauer, go!
Plays Bauer through.
No one's in there. Get on the edge.
Bauer and McFarlane.
Get on the edge.
McFarlane does well.
Stasi!
But does give away a corner.
You've got to go in the goal.
So what, he played a poor pass in midfield a few seconds ago, Jamie Latham, to spark that half chance for Jerome Sharan, but that release there for Will Bauer might just be the pass of the night. Absolutely exceptional from Dandy City's number 8.
Valley go short. Valley go short. Good.
Atherinos again will look for this out-swinging corner here on the near side, and a bit more funny business in the box. Of course, Jack Webster may well have gotten away with a bit of funny business last week. It was a bit of contact on Brodie Boyce before he headed home for the equaliser.
Closer.
Throwing his weight around again, the Dandy City captain. It's towards him. It was Ashcroft just ahead of him who made first contact. Back out to Atherinos, swung back in, got underneath it. Bullich had to tip it over, and as it is, Webster committed the foul on the keeper in any case. 15 minutes to play, and Ivan, this one feels like it's perfectly poised for a barnstorming finish.
St Albans definitely looking the more likely of the two sides. But Dandy City have had their flashes on the counter-attack in the last 10 or so minutes. Lino with some quick feet to evade a couple of St Albans players. Now the link-up play comes through Latham. Gets it back again. St Albans get the ball back. Inouye tangles with Webster. And Morgan does call that one for the foul. Yeah, Inue's been fantastic in those pockets, especially in this second half. He's got on the ball a bit more. I think that's a matchup they will want to take advantage of. Inouye just a little bit too nimble for Harry Ashcroft. St Albans with a lot of the territory in this second half so far. That ball runs through to Matty Marin. 76 minutes gone here at Frank Holohan. Still all to play for. Chesney with a throw in. Into Bauer.
I like your bounce.
Ball
I like it.
just bounces off Will Bauer. And Weir takes a throw. Not sure how legal that throw was, but Morgan doesn't say anything. That's okay. Cholina comes away with it. St Albans circulate to the right-hand side. Anderson looks for the diag. And that one's overhit. Was looking for Jerome Shudden, who is the fresh legs on this left-hand side. Now it's Chudden. Ball just fell to him. Just couldn't get it under control. Game starting to open up here a little bit. A few more gaps between the lines. And a lot of turnovers in this last few minutes. As Inouye gets the ball on the half turn. Cook makes a run inside. Goes back to Cholina. Martinovic. Anderson. Plays a 1-2 with Martinovic. Switches the play to McFarlane. Webber looks for Weir, can't find him. Chesney, inboard, Latham, plenty of space. Switch of play, just under hit. And now St Albans on the counter. Ball out wide to Chudden. Has a dig, doesn't quite connect. End-to-end football here Nick, as Ashcroft comes away with it. Both teams pretty urgent to get forward quick. And Latham on this right-hand side, on his right foot, across goal! And it's 2-1! Dandenong City with a diagonal ball just beats Lockie Weir in the air. Jamie Latham with a great first touch with his right foot. And it's that man again, Tim Atharinos, at the back post for one of the easiest finishes he will have in his Senol NPL Victoria career. And Nick, there's another goal, 2-1 Dandenong.
Well, like London buses, he's waited all season for one, and on a massive night for Dandenong City, he's got a pair, Tim Atharinos. The first was an excellent, powerful blast. This one, as you said, Ivan, might be the simplest finish he'll have all season, but arriving in the right position at the back post to get on the end of Jamie Latham's cross. The offside flag stayed down. Both Latham and Atharinos certainly would have been tight calls. St Albans asked the question. There was no flag, and Dandy City are back in the lead. A mammoth goal for Hajduk. 10 minutes to play. St Albans have had the majority of the play in this second half, got their equaliser, and seem to be the more likely to go and grab the winner. Chance looked like it was about to open up for Jerome Sharan just a minute before. But again, it's that direct play, the pace in behind of Latham, Atharinos latching onto the long ball that we talked about early doors tonight, Ivan, the contrasting styles. I think it was Ashcroft that hit the diagonal expertly into Latham's path. And once again, it's advantage Hajduk. They've turned it over again. Atharinos this time will go for glory. He passed up the opportunity in the first half to shoot from the halfway line, and I tell you what, that was a decent effort. It was on target and needed Bullich to intervene. Feeling himself, Tim Atharinos scored in the grand final last year. Youth product of Melbourne Victory. It's been a constant threat all night.
Tell you what, Nick, if he scored his hat-trick there, I might open up my own TikTok account because Tim Atharinos has been putting out a lot of content on social media recently. Maybe that's got a part to play in his brace tonight. An almost hat-trick. Still time for him to get a third. The St Albans come away with it down this right-hand side. Nick Cook, 1v1. Ball into the box. Force Inaba. Half clears it. Ball does come out. St Albans still very much pressing for another goal. Still feel like there'll be plenty of chances in this one, Nick, as we go into the last 9 minutes of regular time and probably 2 or 3 minutes of stoppage time.
Yeah, plenty more to come for sure. St Albans have just used their final change. Josh Golevsky is on for their goal scorer, Nick Cook. In the aftermath of that Dandy City goal, they made their final change as well. Young Taylor Unal coming on up front in place of Will Bauer, who worked tirelessly all night. Had a great game, Will Bauer. Not a game that'll appear on the stat sheet for an assist or a goal, but chased down everything in the final third and made his impact felt in other ways. Taylor Unal has been really impressive off the bench in his last couple of appearances. Was cruelly denied an opportunity to feature for the Dandenong City Seniors last year with an ACL injury. Former youth product of Newcastle Jets and Melbourne City. There he is, getting onto that loose ball ahead of Laban. Helps it on to Ashcroft. Looking down the line for Atharinos again, who'll get there. Couldn't quite manoeuvre his way around Joey Cholina. Desperation time in these last 6+ minutes. We'll see how much we get added on. What a flick on that was from Mikael Platt. And the touch from Jackson Leno was absolutely vital for Dandenong City because Jerome Sharan was in and there's no one catching his pace if he was able to latch onto that ball.
Gotta start holding the ball a little bit. Lamb, catch a signal. How you think it? Good boy. Good boy, Lamb.
Anderson. Again, finding Atsushi Inoue in those pockets. Sharan, who after the introduction of Galevsky, has moved over to the right. Galevsky's on the left. Laban with a great touch into the box. Trying to work the space and the angle for a cross. Cholina and Inoue and Sharan keep St Albans in possession. That's nice from Cholina. The ball in from Martinovic is a wicked one. Over everyone's head.
5 minutes to go of regular time here. Frank Holohan. And Dandy City, currently the 2-1 league. They'll be desperate to hold on to this one. Ball in dispute. Ashcroft strong in the air. McFarlane dinks forward. Ball falls to Charan. Martinovic. Ball into the box. To Platt. Bounces. In the air. Webster, strong as ever. Blocked shot. 50-50 ball. Left-hand side. Dandy City come away with it.
Good.
Long ball to Taylor Unal. Well dealt with by St Albans. And they come away with it. Switch of play. Looking for Galevsky. Brings it down. Carino's there. Chesney. Webster clears. Leman strong in the air. Ashcroft comes away with it. Play on. Jack Morgan does not intervene. Good battle there from the two number 6s. Leban and Ashcroft. Ball up forward to Mikael Platt. Uses his body well. Right foot strike. Great save from Matthew Marum. Down to his right-hand side. Ball into the channel. Mikael Platt just used his strength. And on his right-hand side, low strike. And that was well dealt with by Matthew Marum.
Back in the starting 11 tonight, that is an absolutely massive save from Matthew Marum and will prove to be huge if Dandenong City can hold on to this lead. Excellent bodywork from Mikael Platt to open up the chance for himself. And we touched on it, he came off the bench to perfect effect last week with a late equaliser to make it 2-2. Cam Watson will be desperate for his number 9 to keep going and have another late impact. Here he is on the ball, out on the right touchline this time. Needs some support. He's got the overlap of Martinovic to open up a little bit of space for him. Lambatarides hoists it into the sky. Laban underneath it. There'll be just a couple of minutes of normal time to go now. We'll see how much we have added on. Latham stepped in well to stop Joey Cholina going further.
Just very quickly, Nick, around the grounds. Bentley and George Cross has ended 0-0, and Heidelberg has held on for a 1-0 win against Green Gully. Final minutes here. Chesnick just taking his time with the throw. Cholino wins a header. Latham just miscues that pass, and it's Anderson. Out wide quickly to Chatham. Back to Levan. Inboard to Platt. Goes for the 1-2. Inava steps in. Strong. Unal does well. Atharinos. Releases. Unal. 1v1 here on the right-hand side. Step over. Puts through Atharinos. Jeez, he's worked hard this second half as Tim Atharinos. He's been everywhere. And wins inside a corner.
Sensational, Tim Atharinos. The footwork in midfield, the outside of the foot release to Taylor Nunal, the nous to win the corner there. What a night for the Dandenong City wide man. Happy to keep it in the corner now, the hosts.
Come on, lads. Come on. It's going to be better. It's going to be better.
Butcher that one a little bit and
Timmy, get back. Timmy, come on.
give St Albans the chance to get back on the ball. Inside the final minute of normal time. Time now, surely, for the visitors to throw caution to the wind. Weir leaps for the header. Inouye will get there ahead of Chesnick. He's got Golevsky in support. He just couldn't connect with his back heel. And we'll have 4 extra minutes. 4 minutes added on. 4 minutes separating Dandenong City from what would be a massive 3 points. The first win since their 2-1 victory here against Green Gully. 4 games without a win since that result. Just 1 draw and 3 defeats. Nick Tolios' side can taste a massive 3 points to kickstart their second half of their season. Chesnick's throwing goes straight to Fletcher McFarlane. Ashcroft and Weir with a bit of head tennis. Lambertarides clears. Cholina, smart header, brings it down to Leban. Switch to Sharan. Overlap comes from Martinovic. Now it is at Martinovic's feet. Cholina in support. Such a disciplined defensive line from Dandenong City. Gulevsky, Cholina and Weir. Farland's touch invited the press from Runal. St Albans can keep it. Martinovic wins his side the throw. Sharan with Lino at his back, no foul. Platt. Laban lifts it into the box. Webster's clearance is high. Sharan wins the header. Scrapping forward in midfield, and St Albans will have a free kick in a really dangerous position. Anthony Laban drew the foul. We're halfway through the 4 minutes added on. This could be Dynamo's last chance to salvage a point.
Free kick here. Looks like it's Lockie Weir over it. 30 yards out, he probably crosses it here. We'll see what he's got in his back pocket. Final moments here of this one. Lockie Weir assessing his options. Whips it in. Again, can't beat the first man. Ball comes out to Anue. Good pressure from Manal. Ball into the box. Platt! Oh. And Marum claims. Good cross in. Mikael Platt rose highest, tried to flick it on, but didn't get enough purchase on it. Matthew Marum claimed. Final moments here. Weir, long ball to Platt. Webster does well. Plays the ball inside. Latham sends it forward. Final chance, you think, here for St Albans. Up the right-hand side, Martinovic. Poor ball, and that one's intercepted.
Both sides just trading possession now. Angst on both benches. Laban lifts it into the box. Gilevsky's there. Marum can dive on it, and there is the final whistle. Delirium around Frank Colohan Soccer Complex. Dandenong City hold on to the 3 points. A massive result for Hajduk. Continuing their strong run of form in this Croatian derby fixture. Tim Atharinos, the hero for Dandenong City. His 2 goals have given Dandenong City the 3 points. There's still plenty of drama going on among players and staff on both sides. It was a bit of a slow burn tonight, Ivan. But boy, once it got going, it was a cracking game.
Just to summarise here from Frank Holohan, Dandenong City opened the scoring at the half-hour mark through Tim Atharinos. St Albans Saints equalised in the 58th minute through Nick Cook. And they did look like they were pressing for a second, but it was arguably against the run of play. Harry Ascroft with a fantastic diagonal ball to Jamie Latham, who slipped the ball into the path of that man again, Tim Atharinos, for his brace, and secured all 3 points for Dandenong City. 2-1 win for the home side. They won't move up in the standings, but that is a valuable 3 points as they look to escape the relegation zone. And St Albans, well, they're stuck on 17 points. Could have closed the gap into the top 6 tonight, but probably unfortunate not to come away with anything in tonight's encounter, Nick.
Yeah, flurry of chances and chaos in both boxes at various points throughout the 90 minutes. It was a pulsating fixture in the end. Dinamo will feel that they could have got something more out of it, or something at all. Of course, they leave here with nothing. But Dandenong City, could this be the result that really kickstarts their 2026 campaign? A big run ahead for them. They'll go to Melbourne City next week, then they have Heidelberg back here, Caroline Springs, George Cross, Avondale, Hume and South Melbourne. It's an incredibly tough run for Hajduk, but the momentum of 3 points will certainly give them a big lift. Signing off here from Frank Colohan Soccer Complex, from Nick Hughes and Ivan Gergic, it's been our pleasure to bring this one to you. Thank you for tuning in on the NPL Victoria YouTube channel. Look forward to having you again across the weekend's action and for the remainder of the season. But for now, here at Frank Colohan Soccer Complex, it ends. Dandenong City 2, St Albans Dinamo 1.